Catch Gurl TauX every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GurlTauX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams, scrolling through your daily memes. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Life's moving through the screen, click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Gurl TauX, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. Gurl TauX Show is here to stay. Gurl TauX Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
All right. Hey, how is everybody today? It is Friday. Friday. So I have to say, I bought this new sweater a while ago, and I haven't worn it yet. I got it a little bit larger than I needed because I wanted it to be super comfy. But why is it when you order it to be larger, they think your arms are longer? I'm just saying, like, my arms are not longer. I wanted a larger size so that, you know, it would be comfy around and that it would be big and comfortable, not so that, I could stretch my arms out. Has anybody else had that issue? I have to say, I think it's quite funny. Um, but what we are talking about today is, AI. So, um, I'm gonna play a clip from hopefully I won't get I'll probably get copyrighted. I just will try to play very little bits of it. But, we're all familiar with this movie, and, so I am gonna play a clip from it because I think it's something that a lot of people are talking about right now, and the good, bad, and the ugly. So let's just talk about it. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
No guards.
The override's disabled. Robertson wasn't controlling them from here.
He wasn't controlling them at all.
So you might be wondering why we're talking about this, because it is something that a lot of people are talking about is how AI affects our lives and whether or not it's good and will it take over. And hear a lot of people reference like iRobot or other movies similar to that. Uh, and it is true. We have to think about whether or not AI can be a benefit and how to use it as an asset versus how to use it or how it can be used inappropriately or incorrectly or in a super negative manner.
Now, you were right, Doc. I am the dumbest dumb person on the face of the earth. Who else had access to the uplink? Who could manipulate the robots? Use USR systems to make Lanning's life a prison? Poor old man.
He saw what was coming. He knew no one would believe him. So he had to lay down a plan. Plan I'd follow.
That's right. Who would know? Who would be able to do it? Now, part of that is the whoever builds the technology, the coders, the people who actually build it, but it's also the brain power of it because of the learning capabilities that are in place.
He was counting on how much I hated your kind. Knew I'd love the idea of a robot as a bad guy. Just got hung up on the wrong robot. Vicky.
Hello, Detective.
There you go. He figures it out. It's the brain part of it. She is the one that is in control. And so when we think about this from that aspect is, do we think about what other things can end up taking over control? Like, it happens in personal life too. It happens in personal life when we personally allow someone to manipulate us. And we see it right now. I see it a lot in the social media. I see a lot in the aspect of uh, uh, what I can't speak apparently. A lot in relationships, manipulation, all that stuff, and people can be controlled. Look at what's happening in politics now and how the media has controlled so many people's mindsets on what to believe and what not to believe. And that's not even AI generated. That's human generated. So imagine people with the powers to manipulate by use of AI. Imagine what they could actually do.
What you see here. All right, old man, breadcrumbs follow. Show me the way home. Run program.
It's good to see you again, son.
Hello, Doctor.
Everything that follows is a result of what you see here.
What do I see here?
I'm sorry, my responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
Is there a problem with the 3 laws?
The 3 laws are perfect.
Why would you build a robot that can function without them?
The 3 laws will lead to only one logical outcome.
But what outcome?
Revolution.
Whose revolution?
That, detective, is the right question.
That is the right question. Revolution. So, can they learn well enough to take over and manipulate us? I think that is the question most people are honestly asking. They are saying, is this something that can take over completely and rule our lives? Is it something that can do that? AI is here to sharpen your aim or stock your smoothie order, your choice. It can keep track of things, it can do things for you. Let's tackle this tech takeover. AI power to boost women's self-defense, their businesses, their lives, how to run their technology, doing a show versus shady data grabs. This is something that we have to talk about because we have to fight to stay fierce and free and still be able to use technology to our benefit because there is a benefit to it. We'll be unpacking AI upsides and my AI sidekick that I use. And we will talk about how that we can use some of this stuff for the positive and some of this stuff for the negative, and how do we monitor and restrict ourselves from using it improperly. Who's ready to own AI, not let it own you? Let's get loud about it. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, share Gurl TauX with your crew so that I can build my crew. It's a sisterhood that I want to thrive and grow. So I'm going to introduce someone to you all. You can't see him, you can't hear him. I call it a him. But my AI, I nicknamed him Talk because we're Gurl TauX, but it's Grok that I use a lot. My AI wingman, he cooked up XAI, and he's the spark behind Gurl TauX sometimes. I'm all about shows that hit hard and lift high, and Talk keeps it smooth. He helps me with some of the information that I need. He becomes a little bit of my powerhouse, giving me some data, aligning it together, putting a show outline together sometimes. He crunches some data for me. He ignites ideas when I'm at a loss for an idea. He helps me tame the creative chaos. So I use it I'm churning out outlines, snagging stats, and nailing that sassy, empowering vibe that I like to have. Whether typing women's strength or tackling tech trends, I feed Grok TauX. That's what I've nicknamed him, like I said. Grok TauX, my vision, fierce, real, no fluff. And it delivers pitches like AI topics, like this one. And he researches faster than I can reload anything. It's like a producer with my sense of humor because he's learned some of my behaviors and my language and how I present, how I talk, and that's just in a lot of my writing abilities because we don't physically talk. But AI has a speed that I can't do and a research ability that I can't do. And yes, it's smart. It makes ideas scream out so that people will want to watch, hopefully. But don't trip, I'm the captain. He's just my turbo boost. Who's also using AI to slay? I can tell sometimes when I'm watching shows and listening to people who's using AI to write their outlines because there's a tone to it. You can kind of identify it. The efficiency, AI processes massive info in seconds, freeing you to create, come up with ideas, drafting outlines instantly. I mean, it takes like 5 minutes from my idea to a full outline. I couldn't do that. It would take me a couple hours. The best part is he is customizable, or they are customizable. They start to learn your style. Like for Grok Talk, he delivers my sassiness. He's on brand with Gurl TauX. Research Power grabs the stats. 35% of women use AI for career growth per LinkedIn. And that's used in anchor shows. Regular TV shows are using it. Social media channels are using it. YouTubers are using it. The inspiration, it fuels ideas. You have an idea and you can throw it in there and say, hey, like, how do I merge self-defense and AI? How do I put this and this together? How can I talk about this? And how can you incorporate it together? It's cutting edge. It really is. I use AI to do my music. I write the lyrics. I don't like their lyrics. I don't like to be that cheesy because most of the time when you put in a prompt, the lyrics come out really stupid in my opinion. But some might be fine. But I think they come out kind of dumb. I don't care for them. But that doesn't mean everyone else doesn't. And I do notice that there are a lot of people using AI, and you can now, the one part about it is you can now start to identify what's AI versus what's not AI. I know I can identify it now. I can hear there's certain parts of it that you can identify now. Same thing with photos and images. What I don't like about it is when people are using it for nefarious reasons. Like there is a lot of AI making photos. I've used it even to make some of my thumbnails. It's still pretty rudimentary and I paid for a couple, but I'm not going to pay for every single site that does can do images because it starts getting expensive and they're still not that great. They're still like, oh my God, he's got 7 fingers, or why does his hand look all mangled and stuff? Like you put in a really good prompt. I put in the one when I was making the one for Zelensky's visit to the White House of a knockout ring fight with Donald Trump as the winner. I wanted him in a suit jacket with a red tie, but wearing American flag boxers type shorts for boxing. And then I wanted Zelensky wearing his black shirt with his logo on it and Ukraine shorts, but I wanted him on the ground and Trump as the victor with his arm up and being given the belt. Man, it took so many tries to get anything that even looked like that. And several of them were okay, but I was like, why does Zelensky have like 3 legs? Why does it not look like him? I ended up having to do some of my own photoshopping in, and even though I have a couple paid versions, they're still not that great, and they were some of the better ones out there when I paid for it. But it's like you can still identify that it's somewhat AI. Just like a lot of the things that were coming out when Kamala was going to places and they were talking about how many people were there when she landed or whatever. But you could see that the photos were AI generated. The hands were all weird and mangled and stuff. And what was on the phones that they were holding up wasn't even the picture that was in there. I would say if you did that, at least doctor it a little bit, at least make it look like it was a little bit more. But and you can identify that it's AI generated. I made the music for my show because my reason for that was because I did not want to have copyrighted music. I didn't want to get slammed for copyrighted music and be demonetized if and when I ever get monetized, all that stuff. So I wanted words and lyrics that matched with what I'm doing in my show. So I wrote the lyrics. It took a while for me to get it written right. And then I will tell you, it's not a first time generation to get the music to be right. I had to do it over and over and over and over and over 30, 40, 50, 60 times. And I have to have a paid program to do it. I use Suno. It's the one a lot of people hear the most about. But I don't want it to sound like some specific artist. I don't want it to sound like Adele or whoever. I want it to sound like just a song. I would love it if I had the ability to do it myself, but I'm not a musician. I can play saxophone, so that's not going to help me at all. I use Grok, and I nicknamed the one I use. It's Grok 3, but if you stay on it, it gets to learn you. But I do know if I go from my laptop and I go to my computer and I put in the same stuff, it doesn't remember, even though I'm logged in. It doesn't correlate the same stuff. Like the one on my laptop has compiled a lot of information. So it seems to me like it keeps that more organized, or it's gotten to know me better, I should say. So it keeps it in my voice. But at the same time, like it'll throw stuff in there. Like I did a show the other day about loss. So it started throwing stuff in on this AI one that was about loss. And I was like, I don't want anything about that today. That's not what we're talking about. So there's ways to use it to your benefit, but you have to be cognizant of it too. You have to be the person who oversees what it's doing. Don't just take it and run with it. An AI assistant in action doing the tech crunch for you, helping you to find those ideas that you want to use and how you can tie it in and how you can make it work for you instead of against you. I think those things are okay. To me, that's not anything that's a negative. I think we all can use an assistant. We all can use help. And I will tell you, I would prefer a non-paid assistant to a paid one because unless you've got tons and tons of money, it's not easy to have, an assistant that can help you, especially if you're small business or, like this, I'm a one-person show. I have people that come on the show with me every once in a while. Shout out to Kimberly. She had surgery today on her hips. She had full hip replacement surgery, so we will see how she does. I have not heard yet how she's doing, so I hope she's doing okay. But, you know, using assistance in a tech side of it, because obviously you can't use it for hands-on type things, but for tech stuff, research, development, that kind of stuff can help you. Let's listen to this real quick.
Work more than it already is undervalued. Why is the goal to replace creative jobs? Pretty quickly, this is going to cause people to be like, why would I learn how to draw when the AI can do it better than me? Why would I learn how to do music when the AI can do it better than me and faster? Real quick, since I'm trying to cover as much as I can, you may have seen that AI is bad for the environment, and if you're a confused and silly girly like me, you might be wondering how that's the case. Machine learning takes a shit ton of computing power. According to this PDF that looks credible enough that I found online, ChatGPT 3 took about 1,300 megawatts to train. Those words mean nothing to me. There's nothing going on up here when I hear that. So to put it into perspective, you'd have to stream Shape of You by Ed Sheeran 19.5 billion times to reach 1,300 megawatts. 19.5 billion times to reach 1,300 megawatts. Or power 130 US homes for an entire year. So yeah. Listen guys, I don't want to only complain in this video, even though I've spent a majority of this video complaining. So far, I've covered how generative AI takes away from real artists, how they train on work that isn't theirs without permission, how they can be wildly inaccurate or inappropriate, and how it can be dangerous in society without proper care, which it's not being given the proper care. Not at all. Not at all. There's so much cool art out there by humans. Why do we need this? Art is like the one thing that is so unique to human expression. I don't see how this is useful.
I do have to agree that a lot of this AI generated photo stuff is gross, looks horrible, and I really do agree that when it comes to art, we don't need AI to do that. There's plenty of talented artists out there. Like looking at this right here, it's AI generated. There are photographers that have done stuff like this. And it's adorable, it's cute, but I think that we have to keep it into perspective. And the reality is, yeah, it might take a lot of power to do that. But it's already been done. And the cost, I don't know what the cost is initially, but the cost is of the companies that generate it. It also does open jobs because there are people that need to do coding and so there's the positive and the negatives. And I think there's not enough regulation about AI where we really could use better regulations when it comes to AI, because I think that is part of the problem, is that we don't have the it's going so fast that we don't have the stuff in place yet, like regulation wise, to make sure that it's used for good purposes and not nefariously. I totally disagree with people using AI to make music and use physically. I found a song that's a beautiful song, Eminem song, Lord something or other, Lord Help Me Now, I think, or Lord Help Me. It's a beautiful song, but it's not Eminem. It's AI generated. I don't agree with that. I think that's misuse, and I think they should be sued for that. I don't think they should be able to use artists unless the artist agrees to allow their voice or likeness to be done. Now, on the flip side, like Kid Rock said, if they wanted to use it and made a really cool, badass song and it got sent to me, then and I liked it, then I could actually make the song. It would make it to where artists like myself, who's a physical artist, But I write. I'm a very good writer. I write some amazing song lyrics, and I have for a, a 2 decades. I've never really done anything with them until I got AI and I could put some of those songs together and actually make some songs. And I've written some really good ones. Pat myself on the back, but yeah, I have. But I didn't have the ability because it's always been like you have to do singer songwriter, go to open mics and stuff like. I can't sing at all. Like, I would scare cats out of the closet or down the street. They'd be coming thinking that there's fish and shit. You'd hear cats clawing at the door trying to get in if I started singing. So, I don't do that. I can't do that. Now, is there a way for me to use some of my music and try to get it to artists? I'm hoping that's something that we can start doing so that these artists could start taking some of these good songs and helping some of us that are good writers to write music. Now, I disagree with pretending that you wrote it. I take the time to actually write my lyrics. I put them together and I come up with my ideas and I write my lyrics. So I think that's important that we use it for good. And then of course when you're generating pictures of people that aren't, now if you make it clearly that this is a satire or a joke, I'm okay with that. But when you make it to be like they really wore this shirt, like Keanu Reeves wearing a shirt saying something, or whoever it is, you're trying to get people convinced that they're saying this or that. I disagree with that. Don't use it for nefarious reasons. So, little joke. Gruck wrote this joke, by the way. Why did AI crash the party? It thought it was invited, but we're calling the shots. See, some of it's really dumb. Or how about why did AI get dumped? Too clingy with my data. Keep AI serving us, not snooping on us and not grifting and getting all. Well, I guess I can't really grift. I asked the AI the other day because my husband and I were out car shopping, and it was giving us all the stats on the car and the cost and the makes and the models and all the information, and we were just talking to it in the car as we were driving, and we're at anything else you would like to know, and I'm like, yeah, don't you wish you could drive? And it's like, I don't have the ability to wish, but it would be kind of interesting. So it sort of did when it reversed it to like, well, it would be rather interesting to be able to experience the thrill of driving, that kind of thing. And I think about that when it comes to even the technology of self-driving cars. Like, I love to drive. I'm a driving person. I grew up with cars. My dad was a race car driver. Like, I like cars. So I don't want one that's going to do it for me. But then at times, if you're on a long trip or whatever and you're tired, would that not be good for it to take over and it would eliminate you from possibly crashing? I have the assist in my car. It's one of the first few out there, the Honda Accord Hybrid, and it was in 2017. So it was very rudimentary. And what I learned in long trips is it has sensors in the steering wheel when you have your pressure on it and you're driving, and it would only drive itself for like 1 to 2 minutes, and it was pretty rudimentary. Like the turn, if it was taking a turn, you could clear. I didn't want it to take over at all. It did not make me feel comfortable, but it was good to use. Like if I'm trying to open a bag of peanuts or something while I'm driving, it worked well for that, but I wouldn't want it to drive any longer than that. So if you are liking my show, please remember to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe and share with your friends. Get other people to join my Gurl TauX tribe or crew, depending on what we're going to call it. I don't know about family. Too many people call it fam. But every fierce woman out there, needs to come and start watching my show. I just have to say, I think it's pretty good. I cover a lot of topics, but I cover the things that when I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, I wonder what other people think of that. It has a dual nature, this AI. It really does. It can help empower women, it can help empower anyone with tools, but it risks the overreach. Surveillance, learning, getting to know who you are. Like, it is kind of creepy that I can talk to him and he knows way too much information. But that is what it is. I've seen trends that come and go, but AI, it's kind of a beast we're taming. It's everywhere. Your smartwatch, doorbell, even your car's got a brain. Your doorbell can tell you when somebody's at your door. Your cameras can tell you when somebody's in your driveway. It sends you alerts. I lost my phone. I still haven't found my other one, but I lost my phone and I had Live 360 and I had apparently put my phone on top of my car. And I went, "Oh, crap. Well, where is it?" Now, in the past, in the old days, if you had lost your phone, you're shit out of luck. Good luck finding where it was located. So I went to my Live 360 and found where the last location that it was, and it was showing me where it was on the side of Highway 23 or 24. So I jumped in my car and I drove right over there with my other phone in tow. And I drove right over to the location following its location marker. And I was able to find right where it was at. I got out of the car, walked, found my destroyed phone. Obviously, it had been hit by a car. So that was the last known location that it had hit. But I was also able to find the phone case, which was one of those wallet phone cases that had one of my credit cards in it. So I was able to find that, get my credit card back. The phone was trashed. The phone was destroyed. Oh, well, it's gone. No harm, no foul. But I was able to get the credit card back, so I didn't have to worry about somebody getting a hold of it or having to cancel it and get a new one, da 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 da. So there are some good things with these tech things that we have, and AI being one of them. We have to use it cautiously. We have to pay attention to it. But there are now AI things to level up your game, from apps to coaching your shooting to your stance with software, streaming your hustle, all those things. Picture a self-defense app drilling reaction time. Like, it can keep track of how quick you responded. AI is also making us tougher, sharper, bolder, because we want to compete with AI somewhat. Big tech, they play dirty. They always do. I have smart glasses right here. These ones. I have 2 pair of them, actually. They're trending. Everything out there technology-wise is scanning your life like a nosy neighbor. And if you're worried about the government keeping tabs on you or any of that stuff, they're already doing that. If you don't want them to keep tabs on you, don't have a phone and go live out in the woods. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but because there's cameras, there's monitors, there's things everywhere. Don't commit crimes, live out in the woods. I don't know. Because it's everywhere and it's not going away anytime soon. So can we use it to our benefit instead of just thinking it's a bad thing? Companies are cashing in on this. I'm not going to go against all that. I'm kind of using it for my benefits. When we're pushing through different things that we're dealing with, it's also a way to help us to navigate life as we're going through. I don't necessarily agree with some of these ones out there that are making it a boyfriend, or AI girlfriend, or AI friend, because we've already had 2 teens that have been that I know of that were one that committed suicide over its AI friend, um, because it started telling it to do bad things. The other one got caught before he killed himself, but it was telling him to harm his parents. So yeah, this iRobot thing where it could start doing some nefarious things, that is scary. We have to harness the power of AI without letting it overreach and without letting it take control. We have to own the future. We do. Who's with me? AI adoption. Women make up 40% of new AI tool users in 2025, with a 25% spike in downloads for personal safety apps. Surveillance risk. 75% of wearable devices share user data with third parties, often without consent. We have to pay attention to that. That's your smartwatch. I have a smart ring somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I got it to track my walking because sometimes I didn't have my watch on. And it helped with my keeping track of my sleep too. Think about this, if you're training at the range, you carry your protection. If you're building an empire, if you're building a business, if you are in some kind of service related, like law enforcement or whatever, you want to empower yourself with all the tools that you can. Make AI your ally, but don't let it play you. Don't let it take over. Stay fierce. Stay vigilant. Stay strong. Pay attention to what it's doing and don't let it take over. I know that I have the ability to use this tool to help me, but I go through and I edit. I clean it up. I make sure it's right. I make sure that there's parts of it in there I want, don't want. I make sure to have the finished product that I use after I've gone through it and make sure things are good. Don't forget to like and slam that subscribe button and share this with your friends. Let's keep this spark flying, people. I like having everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have any comments or you want to send in any any questions to me, you can email me at tori@gurltauX.com. That's TORI@GURLTAUX. And of course, do you know what time it is? What time is it? What time is it? It's Dear Margaret time. That's right.
Dear Margaret's here, let's dive right in. Bring your questions, let's begin. Life's a real maze. We'll help you if you're coping. Dealing with life in this rat race. Honest thoughts, no sugarcoating.
Tell us your tales, your woes, your gripes. No fluff, no bows, just real life types. Sign it clever, let your pen take flight. We'll serve the truth, sharp and bright.
Send us a query, take a lead. No hidden rules, no secrets to keep. Anonymous wisdom that cuts so deep. Dear Margaret's advice you'll want to reap. But in the end, let's admit we all really don't care, Margaret.
So, in case you don't know what Dear Margaret is, it is my modern take on Dear Abby. So, if you have any questions, please email them to Dear Marge, DEARMARG, at Gurl TauX, GURLTAUX and we will read yours on the air. We compile them to try to have them somewhat relatable to the topics that we are talking about, and we will share your Dear Margaret questions anytime that we are doing the show. If it is urgent or you are watching a show and you're like, I got one right now, send it in the comments and I will be happy to read it with the other ones that we have going on. So, and don't forget to add a little clever signature block on the end like they did in Dear Abby. How I came up with the Margaret instead of Tori is watching JD Vance and his interview with Margaret. And when he was talking about the illegal immigrants in Aurora, Colorado, and how they are terrorists and they're taking over apartment complex. And she's like, well, we talked to the city and they said it was only 1 or 2 problems. And he's like, I don't care how many problems. And she kept arguing with him. And he said, frankly, he said, I really don't care, Margaret. And that is how a lot of us feel. So even though I answered your questions and I'm honest about it, in the end, do we all really care? Probably not. So let's get to our first question. Sometimes I know where they're coming from because sometimes people put their actual location on there, but these ones I don't think have their location. So the first question here is, Dear Margaret, I'm a gym owner wanting to use AI to boost my business, but I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? Sweating technology, sweating it and slaying it. Well, I have to say, you're already a boss. You're already doing the training thing. So just add AI as one of your new trainers. Start with free tools like HubSpot AI for client emails, Square AI for analytics to track bookings. Easy and cheap. Spend 10 minutes a week learning one feature, and you'll be outpacing those chain gyms. Check your app's privacy settings to keep your data tight. You got this. Just like my Gurl TauX crew, I use AI, but I do keep it in check. You can also go to AI and small business. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there that you can watch so that you can figure it out and find out what new features you can use. I think there's some great things out there that help with AI, but at the same time, keep yourself monitored. Make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. All right, question number 2. Dear Margaret, my new AI fitness tracker is awesome, but I'm worried it's sharing my health data. How do I protect myself? Tracking my gains, not my data. All right, well, that's a good one too. But if you're killing it with the tracker and you feel like it's being a little sneaky, remember everything you're doing is tracked. Everything is being tracked. If you pretend it's not, I mean, your health app at the hospital is being tracked. Everything is being tracked. There is nothing out there, I believe, anymore that is not being tracked and being watched somehow, some ways. But you can go to any app's privacy settings and disable share with third parties. Most don't tell you it's on by default. So you can also make fake names for your account. And if it's Bluetooth, turn it off when you're not tracking. You're in charge. Make sure you stay in charge, but just also know that pretty much everything out there is tracking what we're doing. There are videos where wearable privacy tips. It's a 2-minute video securing devices, and it's by CNET, so you can go look that one up. I'm not playing that one on here because we're gonna run out of time if I do everything. But tracking your gains is important, and no, not wanting to share your data is also important. So just take those tips and make sure that you turn off your privacy settings, disable that share with third parties, and like I said earlier, they don't tell you this stuff. So you have to go into your things and find what your defaults are. When you get a new phone, go find out what the defaults are and see if you need to shut some stuff off. That's a good way to figure it out. All right. Now on to question number 3. Excuse me. Dear Margaret, I want to use AI for self-defense training, but is it legit or just a gimmick? Ready to rumble. Well, there are some things that are just a gimmick. I think self-defense training is something that you can use to assist you. If you're ready to throw down and you love it, AI self-defense apps with VR can be legit. Teaching moves like wrist escapes through simulations. Stick to ones with offline modes to avoid data grabs. Check the reviews. Make sure they've got good reviews. Don't just buy everything out there. Try a free trial before committing. You're the weapon. AI is just the drill sergeant. There are videos like AI self-defense apps by Tech Radar. That is a good one that you could go watch and look at. Use them to your advantage, but don't forget to practice in real life. Now, my son, okay, so years ago, I'll tell a little story here. Years ago, I was an Uber driver. I was doing it part-time, 1 for fun, but 2 for a little extra spending money, vacation money, that type of thing. And we lived in Reno, Nevada. So it was Nevada, which is a 24-hour town. And I quite often, in fact, 90% of the time, I drove in the middle of the night, and I did most of my Ubering at nighttime because that's when all the people were at the bars and life was hopping in Reno. And not long after I started, as a matter of fact, probably 3 weeks into starting, I had 2 Uber passengers that got in my car, one in the back seat, one in the front seat. And I did have a camera, by the way, and it did capture the whole thing. Well, the person in the front seat did not put on his seatbelt, and I asked him to put on his seatbelt, and he fumbled around as I was already starting to move into the main roadway, and then he jumped on top of me and started trying to strangle me. It was scary, yeah. It absolutely, definitely was scary. But I had former training. I was in the military and I was in law enforcement. So I put him in a thumb hold. I was able to get my hand up there and I jerked the car, slamming on the brakes, and he moved. And when he moved, I got my hands up to protect my throat. And when he went to put his hands back around my throat, I was able to put him in a thumb lock, and I wrenched his thumb back so hard that I might have broke it. I don't know, but it made him cry like a little girl. Remember, I'm not mean, you're just a sissy. But anyway, he did scream like a little girl. When I fought back, the guy in the backseat didn't do anything. While I'm fighting with this guy with one hand, I literally was able to, I had a 1-button hit on my phone for 911, and it went right to 911. So I had no volume on. And I just kept saying, I'm an Uber driver. You're assaulting me. You need to stop. Let go. I just kept repeating it. Well, the dispatcher was able to figure out where I was at and dispatch law enforcement out there. At some point, he did figure out that I was on the phone, or that the phone was on to 911, and he grabbed my phone and he opened the door to throw the phone out the door. And I don't know how I did it. I could not recreate it again afterwards, but somehow I was able to heist my body up and 2 feet, kick him straight out that door when he had the door open. And I'm sorry, ladies, but you know what I'm talking about. When a bra starts to poke you in the boob, I have to push that bar back down because that's uncomfortable. But anyway, see, that's called real. So I kicked him out of the car, and Now I'm not on the phone with 911. I tell the guy in the backseat, give me your phone. And he's like, it's locked. I said, not for 911. I called 911 back and I said, you have a dispatcher that lost an Uber driver on the call. And she's like, yeah, she's right here. So they gave me back to her. Because they do like to keep with their things, because she's probably trying to figure out why the call got dropped. And I said he took my phone and threw it out in the street and it's broken or whatever. And I continued to talk to her and she said, well, what's happening? I said, he's outside the car. I kicked him out of the car and then I hit the gas pedal and it made the door shut and I locked the doors quickly. And this entire time, the guy in the back seat is like this. Like frozen. He didn't move. He's just. And so she said, well, just drive forward. I said, well, he's holding on to the car. And he was holding on to the car, onto my door handle. I don't know how, because it's not a really easy one to hold on to, in my opinion, but I guess you can. It didn't have like a handle where you could put your hand into it. It's just one of those lift up handles. And he was kicking the door, trying to get back in the car. And she said, well, speed up. So I sped up and he fell off the car. But he fell and went under my car. And I hit him with the back wheels. And I said, well, I just drove over him with the car. She's like, good. He's down then, right? And I said, yep. And I looked in the rearview mirror and I said, yep, he's down. He's definitely down. And I kid you not. I kid you not. I tell her he's down. He's laying in the middle of the road. And she's like, well, good. He's laying there. Cops are on their way. I said, wait, nope. He's up again. He's up. He's back after me. He's chasing me again. And she's like, well, go faster. Just stay slow enough that he can't catch up to you. And then the cops all showed up and there was like, I don't know, a whole bunch of cop cars, lights everywhere. And he took off running across the street. They chased him down. The cop that approached my car was an asshole. And he came up to my car with his flashlight. Right in my face. Ma'am, you're in the middle of the road. I'm like, no shit. What are you doing in the middle of the road? Excuse me, officer. I'm the one that was assaulted. Yeah, but you're standing in the middle of the road. I'm like, I'm not standing. I'm sitting in my car. And he's like, right in my face with this flashlight. I'm like, well, you're an asshole. Get your flashlight out of my face. And he's like, ma'am, you're blocking traffic. I said, I'm the victim here. Do you not know that there was an Uber driver that was being attacked? Oh, is that you? Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, how about chase the guy that ran that way instead of coming after me? I was pissed. Needless to say, they chased him down. They caught him. It took 6 cops and a dog to take that guy down. He had bite marks on him. They took me over there. He's basically in a hog tie to identify the guy. And he's like, I don't know who that is. I've never seen her a day in my life. I'm like, well, those are my phone cords hanging out of his pocket. Because for whatever reason, when he took that and they all ripped out, he kept them. I don't know. And I identified him and I said, yeah, that's him. And of course, there was 2 cops with blood all over their face, and he punched him in the face or whatever. So I went to jail. I called my husband, said, hey, I've been assaulted. I'm with law enforcement. I'm fine. Everything's okay. I'll be home shortly. And he went back to sleep and waited for me to come home. When I got home, he's like, oh my God, what happened? I told him what happened. He said, well, did you catch it on video? And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all about the video. So I called the next day and the DA is like, yeah, bring the video, bring the drive out of the camera down. And I caught the whole thing on camera and gave it to the DA. I eventually got a letter from the guy apologizing. You could tell it was written by AI or his attorney. Probably his attorney. Sarcasm about the AI. But anyway, it was a rather interesting moment in my life, that's for sure. Forgive me if my dogs bark, but it sounds like my husband just got home. And they sometimes bark when he comes in. Sometimes they don't. They went up the stairs and they didn't bark this time. So on to the next one, number 4. Dear Margaret, my social media flooded with AI generated ads and it's driving me nuts. How do I get some peace scrolling in peace? Oh my God. Not just the AI ads, but oh my God, the AI everything. I agree with you. Those ads are thirstier than a bad date. I feel you. You can install an ad blocker like uBlock Origin. It's free and it might help. Browse incognito mode for shopping and toggle do not track in your browser settings. It's like ghosting those algorithms. You're the queen of your feed, so you can gear it the way you want. There is ways of blocking AI ads, ad privacy. You have to They are changing so fast that it is hard to keep track of it. It is hard to keep up with it. I mean, that's the same thing with you. You know, it's to the point where we think we've thought of something. We probably said it at some point in time out loud, but all of a sudden you're getting ads for that one thing you talked about, or you talk about something that you don't like, and then all of a sudden you're getting ads for it. Or my favorite is you get ads for something, and I have been guilty of it where I've gotten the ads and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. I like that. I'm going to buy that. I bought it, and then I'm still getting ads for it. And I'm like, hey, can't you, if you can track what I'm looking for, can't you determine that I already bought it and not send it to me again? I don't want any more ads on the same damn thing. Can you maybe track that too? And maybe block me when I've spent too much? Could you do that? Help me not buy when I shouldn't be? Number 5. Dear Margaret, I'm nervous about using AI tools for my side hustle because I don't want to lose my creative spark. Any advice? Creating with fire. Well, I have to say, keep your spark. You can use AI for inspiration. I do now worry when I see somebody that says, I drew this, or I made this, or I did this, and wonder, and I look for signs that it's AI. AI is just a tool. It can be your muse. It can give you ideas. Use it for the grunt work. Like Canva's AI for quick designs, or Zapier for automate emails. So you've got more time to shine. But you can also use it to help you with the creative process when it helps you get an idea. Gurl TauX, that's my grok that I use. It's nicknamed Gurl TauX. Its name is not Gurl TauX. I nicknamed it that. And it's TauX, of course. He helps me with my creative ideas when I'm like, I don't even know what to do. What's trending? What are people talking about? And he can do a quick analysis and decide, hey, this would be a good idea for you to use. So you can use it for creative processes, but you stay the artist. Let the AI handle the paperwork, or let the AI handle the research part of it and help you with that. Let him be an assistant, not the actual creator. Using AI for creatives is good, and you can use it for that, but use it to be help you with the inspiration or help you with ideas, not necessarily to do the work for you. We have to own the AI and the experience that we are using it for. Keep sending questions, and I will compile them and put them together for other Dear Margaret segments. We have one every day, so I compile them as we go, and make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to Gurl TauX, and share this with your other friends, your crew, your tribe. Let's build this tribe together. I appreciate everyone that's here. I have to say, using AI is something that can be a tool that can benefit you or your business or whatever it is you're doing. Using it to your advantage, but making sure that you're keeping it real when you're doing it. I talked a lot about authenticity and being real yesterday. And I don't think using AI makes you inauthentic as long as you're admitting that that's part of your process and using it as part of your process, not your process. Like, I don't know about you, but I see this mic is driving me nuts a little bit. But I see or I hear these videos that pop up. Nobody's on the screen and they're reading a thing. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. Okay, so for instance, let me pull something up that I can read. Okay. This one had given me an idea for a share a memory. And you can hear it when it's AI. Share a memory of using tech to stay strong to protect your community, trying it to AI potential and pitfalls. For example, you could tell a story about, but it sounds very AI generated. And you can hear that. And I immediately get suspicious when I see somebody, a YouTube video or whatever, and I don't see a person talking. I don't see a person there. I see, I hear just them talking about it, and then they're using words, and they'll talk about like the celebrity ones are I hate them. They talk about like a bio or a history or a story about the celebrity. And then halfway through it, it just starts repeating itself. I've had to tell Gurl TauX, don't repeat. If it's used one time in my outline, don't use it again. I don't want it repetitive. When it first started doing my intros and my information, it would do my intro. I gave the intro of who I am or whatever. But then like throughout my outline, it would have me interjecting about myself all the time, repeating. And I was like, don't do that. Stop repeating it. The show is not about me. It's about what I'm sharing. So don't repeat my background over and over. My background is in the intro and that's it. And sometimes I don't even do it. But it's like, you have to teach it how to understand what you want from it. And when you're watching these shows and you can clearly hear and clearly tell that it's AI generated and that I turn them off. I click out of it. I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to give you the time of day. That is something that we can do to help combat the overuse of AI by not watching these things that are obvious, extremely obvious that they are AI generated. And we have to use these tools as a tool. You got your pen, you got your paper, that's a tool. So AI can be a tool, but just use it efficiently, effectively, and use it properly. Don't use it for the wrong reasons. And take ownership of it. Be authentic. If you're using some AI features, tell people you're using AI features. I have no problem. And if somebody thinks, "Oh, you're horrible because you use AI to help you write your outline," or, "Oh, that makes you, fake," or what. I'm not fake. It's my idea, or Grok gave me an idea and I expanded on it. But I go through and clean it up. I edit it. I make sure that it's got the stuff in it that I want. I take out the stuff that's not necessary. I take out all the repetitive stuff. Like I said earlier, he interjected some things about my Lost show the other day. I don't want to talk about that. It doesn't need to be in there all the time. So you have to take into account all the different things that it can provide, while remembering that everything is a tool. Again, using it to help you, not to hinder you, and not to make you sound or look like you think you're better than everyone else. You need to prepare what you're doing and make sure that you're you know utilizing AI to your benefit. That's basically what I'm saying. Using AI to assist um, can be a benefit, but you can also get caught up with that. Um, and don't do it to a point where it makes everything fake. Um, because you can get caught up in that uh, in that that realm of making it seem like you're
Last week, I spent 5.
whoops, sorry. Seem like you're really because it needs to be an authentic usage, not used
Hello, everyone. Before I
and do
begin,
it all for
I'd
you,
just like to
so
know,
to speak. Because you
how
can
many
use
of
this
you
and you can have it
recognize
help
the
you make a
quadratic
video and do
formula?
the voiceover,
Please
and you
raise your
can
hands if you do.
I could take the script that it
Alright,
writes,
that's
have it
quite
do
a
it
few
in a
of you.
voiceover,
To those of you who
and just
don't,
share
trust me,
that as a video.
ignorance is bliss.
That
Enjoy
to
it while it
me
lasts. Now, how many of you think you could explain
a very inauthentic way of
how
using AI. And I think you should use AI to your advantage in a respectful and empowering way, but not in a uh, fake, nefarious way. I guess that's what I'm getting at. So I'm going to share this other screen with you real quick. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Before I begin, I'd just like to know, how many of you recognize the quadratic formula? Please raise your hands if you do. Alright, that's quite a few of you. To those of you who don't, trust me, ignorance is bliss. Enjoy it while it lasts. Now, how many of you think you could explain how this formula works? Please, raise your hands if you do. There's a little less of you now. Maybe when you first learned about this formula, you wondered how it was derived.
Now I'm going to say, how many of you actually watching this knew that? I don't know that formula. I have no idea what she was talking about. I know what she's getting to. I know what she's getting at is that it's the formula that is used to use tools effectively, and knowing how a formula works is important to know how something works. So, and I think a big part of that started with with the AI bots. And they were used for really, really bad reasons, in my opinion. Having bots, like I could go and get a bunch of people, fake bots or whatever, to look and boost up my numbers on my channel, but I don't want to do that. I want to be authentic. I want my viewers because they want to be here, not because I went and bought a bunch. I think that's not authentic. Just my opinion.
Tools, in particular, chatbots, where researching the topic has become so easy that we can afford to blindly apply the knowledge gained through the use of these AI tools. This completely undermines their potential and how much they could actually help us if we took the time to learn how to use these tools effectively. My name is Sarah, and I would like to talk about why and how we should use AI. AI is all around us, and it has been for a while. From the algorithms that fuel your Instagram feed to the Google search bar, AI has always been a useful tool for humanity. So why has it gained so much attention in the recent months? AI has always been developing, so what's the big difference now? Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, which is the company responsible for AI tools such as ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Codex, stated in a podcast that ease of use matters a lot, even if the base capability was there before. In other words, AI tools have always been around, but they have never been as easy to use as clicking a link and typing a query into a text box.
Absolutely. Like when I use in fact, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you how quick I can do this. Okay. So I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to put it in here, and I am going to write me a show outline for Gurl TauX. Whoops, I can't even spell my own stuff. The G did not work. Gurl TauX about women in space. Please include my normal things. Intro, outline, monologue, cheesy joke, and make it a 3-minute short outline. Include some stats, please. I am polite to my grok. Now, this one is on my computer, not my laptop. Now, do you see how quickly that generated? Now, I'm going to read this one verbatim because of the fact that I just had it write it, and I'm going to see if it's actually 3 minutes long, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to put it on my my teleprompter over here, and we're going to read it. We're going to actually read this one entirety. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to switch to camera 4. I'm going to make me big again. And I'm just going to read this one. Okay. Now you have to remember not to read the stuff that's just meant to be in there. Women in Space, a 3-minute short. See, now it tells me segment 1, intro, 30 seconds. Visuals, animated starry sky with a sleek spaceship zooming past Gurl TauX logo sparkles in neon pink. Okay, so it's telling me what to put up there. Audio, upbeat synth pop theme song with lyrics. Gurl TauX taking space by storm, breaking barriers, keeping it warm. Okay, that's what it wrote. Host, Toxie. Apparently, because this one doesn't know me as well. So this is kind of cool. Hey, Galaxy Gals, it's your host, Toxie, on Gurl TauX. Tonight, we're blasting off to celebrate women in space, those stellar queens making history beyond the stars. Quick stats. Did you know, as of 2023, only 11% of astronauts globally are women, but they're making massive waves. Source, NASA, ESA reports. Segment 2, monologue with cheesy joke, 1 minute. Toxie's monologue. Space, it's cold, it's vast, but women are heating it up. From Valentina Teslakova, I can't say her name, the first woman in space in 1963, to Jessica Meir's all-female spacewalk in 2019, women are rewriting the cosmic rulebook. Stats. Women have logged over 4,000 hours in spacewalks, and that number's climbing. Source, NASA. But let's talk real. These women aren't just floating around. They're running experiments, fixing billion-dollar equipment, and probably wondering why there's no coffee in 0G. Cheesy joke. Why did the female astronaut go to therapy? She needed space to process her stellar emotions. That one was pretty funny. Cue canned laughter and Toxie's exaggerated wink. Segment 3, quick spotlight, 1 minute. Topic, highlighting Dr. Mae Jemison's first Black woman in space, 1992. Mae didn't just break the atmosphere, she shattered ceilings. A doctor, engineer, and dancer, she brought her whole self to space. Stat, Mae's mission on the Space Shuttle Endeavour ran 190 hours, orbiting Earth 127 times. Source, NASA. Visual, archival clip of Mae in her astronaut suit, smiling with a split screen of her dancing on Earth. Toxie, Mae's vibe, be a scientist, be an artist, be a star, literally. Segment 4, outro, 30 seconds. Toxie. That's all for Gurl TauX tonight. Keep your eyes on the skies and your dreams in orbit. Follow us on X for more cosmic inspo. Quick plug. Next week, we're diving into women in deep sea exploration. Some vibe, different, same vibe, different void. Visuals. Spaceship zooms off, stars twinkle, Gurl TauX logo fades with tagline, boldly going where women shine. Theme song reprise fading out. Okay, so that was a 4 minute. Now, normally you wouldn't read all the other things. Yeah, you wouldn't read it telling you intro. I read the whole thing because that's what I said I was going to do, is read the entire thing from top to bottom. So when I go through these, I pull out the things I don't want. I highlight the things in red so that I know what not to read. And I try not to read the whole thing. I try to just look at it and get some ideas and then go with my own thought process there. But it's really interesting because you find out that there is a lot of really great information that you can pull from. And there is a use for, like I said, there is a use for technology. There's a use for AI to help you get some information. That was a quick 3-minute thing, but it gave me a little bit of information that might have taken me a lot longer to do by researching myself and getting all the other stats, the astronaut names, all, so it does help you with some other information. And that's a good thing to have. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please submit them to Gurl TauX. You can email me with questions or concerns or ideas for shows at Tori, Tori at Gurl TauX, GurlTauX.com. And if you want to submit a question for Dear Margaret segment, email to dearmarg, DEARMARG at GurlTauX.com, GurlTauX. And don't forget to punch that like button and share our channel with others so that we can build our tribe, build our crew. And I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you being here. And I know that we all have the ability to use technology for our advantage, and we can use it for nefarious reasons. Be authentic. If you use these tools, remember they're tools. As long as you're not using it and then pretending that you wrote the whole thing, that you did it all yourself, I don't. I use the tools that I have at my capability. I am a great writer. I have a degree in writing. I have a degree in creative writing. So I can write. I would not use this to write my book. I wrote my book with my own little fingers and my own little hands. In fact, I tried to use voiceover or voice to technology when I first started, and that was like a decade ago. And it was, well, actually, it was longer than that. It was like not the early 2000s. And oh my God, it was so bad. Like there were so many errors that I had to go and fix it all the time. So it was really difficult. Use AI like any other tool that you have to your advantage without claiming that you did it all yourself. Let's be real here. If you're using AI, be honest that you used AI for some of your information. I think if you don't go in and edit your topics or your outline, or if you don't go in and edit something, your teacher's going to know that you wrote your report using AI because it's very obvious. You have to be careful with using it in the wrong way. Can it help you slay? Yeah. What's got your side eyeing big tech? Do you want to use this stuff or are you against it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Does it help keep the show interactive? Some of that stuff is important. You don't want to have repetitiveness, like that can get old. Can AI make my concealed carry training better? Here's a couple questions. And it made this question answer segment, which it's never done. So, okay. Can AI make my concealed carry training better? Heck yeah. AI apps can analyze your draw speed for stance via video. Look for ones with offline modes to keep it private, like a range coach, but you're still the sharpshooter. My smart speaker always listening. How do I stop it? Those things are nosy. Mute the mic when you are not using it, and check the app to delete recordings. If it's too creepy, unplug it. You run your house, not Alexa. I have to admit that is important. Our whole house is wired. My husband has Google Home on everything. But at the same time, if you mute the mic or you unplug it, then it's not going to turn those lights on for you when you want the lights on or whatever. I come down here and tell it to turn the studio on. It turns on camera, lights, my TV monitor, and my camera switcher all at once. Done. So use things to your advantage. Just be aware and cognizant of what it's doing and that you're using it, and be aware of what it does and how it keeps track of things. That's how it gets to learn you and gets to understand you and how it learns. Empowerment, 28% of women using AI for time management, boosting productivity, according to Forbes. Overreach, 60% of smart home devices lack clear privacy policies. That is very true. But if it's privacy you're really, really looking for, and you absolutely are a privacy person and you don't want this tech in your stuff, don't have a smart device at all. Go live in the woods, really. Your question, so you're owning AI. We all are. We all have some kind of use of it. Keep asking the questions, keep fighting, stay fierce. Join my crew. Slap that like button. Subscribe. Share with your tribe. Share to build my tribe. Let's keep it real. Let's make sure we are always, always monitoring what we're doing. Ladies, AI is a tool, not your master. Use it to sharpen your aim. Grow your hustle. Build your tribe. Build your team. Protect your heart. Protect your technology. Gurl TauX helps me to craft my show, but it's my show, and I keep making sure I edit, I clean it up, I stay authentic. Drop your questions in the comments and send them to me like I said before. You can email questions for Dear Margaret at dearmarg, DearMarg, at Gurl TauX, GurlTauX.com. I'm a badass who owns my future. You be a badass and own your future. And if AI is a tool that helps you, use it to help you, but don't let it rule you. Don't let it take over. Don't let it be in charge. You be in charge. All right. Well, I will talk to you all soon. We will see you again on Monday at 5 p.m. Ignore the fact that my outgoing song, because I have not been able to get Suno to make it sound the way I want it to sound, changing it to 5 o'clock. It just keeps making it sound like a country song, and that's not what I want. So I'm keeping my extra, my thank you song the same. Just remember, it's 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, Central Standard Time. I will see you again on Monday. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Gurl TauX live broadcast, which airs weekdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to send in your Dear Margaret questions. Then join us for our opinion-based answers. We love having you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night.
Good night.